Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 841st Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And just to say, we're playing this battle on the Sierra Nevada map, and I don't think anybody else on Rome Total War ever hosts on this map anymore. So this really is an unusual battle. As you can see, it's a hilly map, but if you look closely you will see that it is an even hilly map, if you see what I mean. To both teams here. As we move down the hill there, you'll see that it's mostly pretty even, as I say, to both teams. So it's an unusual map to be a hilly map, but as I say, even to both teams there. This is quite a steep hill, and what you'll find is that both teams will of course be heading for the higher ground, which is of course very advantageous there. And as I say, you'll see us both teams like trying to go up onto that higher ground. So that's where the battle, I think, is going to be fought, there, up on that up on the higher ground. Although there can be skirmishes as both teams move up towards the higher ground there. Okay, so our first teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now Aurelius has got 3 archers, 10 infantry, and 5 cavalry. You have a look at the upgrades on his infantry. You'll see that he's got 7 upgrades, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack there. So that experience stripe really does make a difference, keeps troops fighting longer and holding longer as well. If you look at the upgrades on his archers though, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his archers there. So make no mistake, he has got some serious archers there. So it'll be interesting to see how we use them. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. So I think that's a pretty good army there, but only 10 infantry. Is that enough for the modern day battlefield? 31k battlefield? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, their next teammate is Uther, Brotherhood member Uther. Now Uther has got 11 infantry and 6 cavalry, but he's got something interesting in his army here. If you notice there, you'll see that he's got a morale boosting eagle unit there, okay, but also he's got the old school, old-fashioned armored cavalry general. And count the upgrades on there, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, fully upgraded. Okay, now just to say, up to about 13-14 years ago, we all used to bring this armoured cavalry general as our Roman general. And as I say, about 13-14 years ago, most of us switched to an infantry general. So this really is old school, old fashioned here, and you don't see many modern Rome Total War players bringing an armoured cavalry general as their general. So it'll be interesting to see how Uther uses that unit during the course of the battle. Very old school, and of course he can use that armoured cavalry general to ride around the battlefield with his cavalry, giving general morale bonus, knowing that he's left an eagle unit there to give morale to his infantry. So that's quite a good move there by Uther there. So he can use his cavalry with his armoured cavalry general there for morale, and leave that eagle unit to give his infantry morale. Okay, our next teammate is someone who's called himself OTD Chinsey Poo, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now he's got 7 archers, okay, just 7 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, have a look at the upgrades on his infantry. You'll see he's got 7 upgrades on his infantry, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, as I say, that experience stripe really can make a difference in the battle, but only 7 infantry. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. He's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So the great upgrades he's got on his cavalry, will that make up for just 7 infantry units? I think that would be interesting to watch during the course of the battle. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. I've got 13 Spartan units and 5 archer units there. Okay, 13 Spartan units and 5 archer units. So there's our team. It's got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now he's got 12 pikes, 4 cavalry and 4 archers. Okay, 12 pikes, 4 cavalry and 4 archers there. and you'll have a look and see that the forward unit of his battle formation has got 7 upgrades, 1 experience, stripe, gold shield, gold attack. If we move further back into his battle formation, you'll see he's got 8 upgrades, the optimum upgrades for Macedonian pikemen there, 2 experience, stripes, gold shield, gold attack, and his cavalry are hiding in the woods at this time. And don't make no mistake, he will be moving up to the higher ground. Well, he will meet with his allies up there. Now the next teammate is Brotherhood member Earth, who's bought the Seleucid faction. Now Earth has got 6 pikes, 8 archers and 6 cavalry. Yes, just 6 pikes, 8 archers and 6 cataphracts. Okay, if you have a look at the upgrades on his pikes there, I think you'll see he's got 1, 2, 3, got 7 upgrades on his pikes, and experience, stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his 6 pikes. And that tells me, I think, that he's probably got pretty good cavalry. If you look at count the upgrades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, fully upgraded cataphracts. Okay, 3 experience, stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Now we call these guys the tanks of the ancient world because they're armored from head to toe, and used properly they can be battle winning troops. So that's a pretty unusual army. But will 6 fully upgraded cataphracts make up for just 6 pikes? I guess we just have to see as the battle unfolds. The next teammate is USSR Cat. Now Cat has got a 12 infantry, 2 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry, 2 archers, 6 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. I think he's got mixed upgrades. Some of his infantry has got an experience, stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Others of his infantry have just got gold shield, gold attack there. So he's certainly got mixed upgrades through his infantry. I'm guessing his cavalry probably, yeah, just gold shield, gold attack there. So that's a pretty good Roman army there. Be interesting to see how well he uses that during the course of the battle. Then our next teammate, our last teammate here, is RV Cornovii, who's bought the Germanic faction. Now he's got 4 spear warband, 2 cavalry, 3 berserkers and 6 archers. Okay, so he's got no chosen axemen at all. Now these spear warband units here, you don't see them in modern Germanic armies very often, but back in the day Germanic generals realized how good these units are. Of course they got spears, so they're automatically anti-cavalry, but you'd be surprised on how well they can hold enemy infantry as well. So as I say, you don't see these units in modern Germanic armies these days, but they are very good units. And I say, back in the day, good Germanic generals always included them in their armies. You'll find that Cornovii has hidden units in those trees and is in those trees as well. So he's got his berserkers and archers hidden there, and he's holding the top of the hill. And all his allies now, you'll notice, will move up to the higher ground, which of course is exactly what they should do, because the higher ground gives you so much advantage there. And all my team will be moving up to the high ground there as well. You'll see both armies doing exactly the same. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see me advance in my Greek city's army forward there to the forward part of those trees, and you'll see my allies moving up the hill here towards my position. As I say, grabbing the high ground is of course a very advantageous thing to do. Over here you'll see that Uther is taking his fast moving old school armoured cavalry general there towards the enemy. I'm thinking he's probably going to target the archers there. Remember, that unit is fully upgraded, but it's also a very fast moving unit as well, and I think that would be great to target those archers there, which it looks like he's going to do here. And there you go, you can see him going in there, look, trying to hit those archers there. Nice move there by Uther. Nice aggressive attacking move there, like a bang as he smashes into those archer units. Now I'm surprised the enemy team haven't spotted that, and you know, and that they would have sent cavalry to counter his cavalry there. You can see he's moving his heavy cavalry up as well, but of course you'll see he is in a downhill position there. If the enemy just charged their cavalry, they would be you know, they have a bit of a downhill advantage there. You can see Earth's cataphracts there, look, fully upgraded cataphracts. If he charged there, look, he would have the downhill charge bonus onto Uther's cavalry, of course. And Cat's Brutii cavalry here, they would of course have a downhill cavalry charge bonus as well onto Uther's cavalry. So there you are, look. You can see that Uther's doing a lot of damage to the enemy archers there. I can see the Seleucid archers coming up now. It wouldn't surprise me if he hit them as well, possibly even with his heavy cavalry. Now you can see Cat now sending his cavalry down, and you can see the cavalry of Earth coming down there as well, heading towards Uther's cavalry. So Uther now, the best thing for Uther to do now, he's done a lot of damage to the enemy archers. Might be a good idea for him to now pull his cavalry out the way there. He certainly doesn't want to fight the enemy cavalry there, which have all got that downhill bonus there. Like you can see, just look at the downhill bonus that they've got. Oh my gosh, just look at that. And remember, on RTW, downhill bonuses are very, very effective and very powerful as well. As I say, you can see there Uther doing the right thing in moving his cavalry away. He needs to move his general unit away as well there. So he's managing to move his cavalry away, which is the best thing to do. He certainly has caused them a lot of casualties with their archers there. So he'll now move his cavalry away. He had Aurelius's cavalry here as well. That was a good bit of support by Aurelius, brought his cavalry over to support Uther if it was needed. But meanwhile on top of the hill here, you'll see that I've got my Greek cities army in the trees there, and you'll see that Scorpion King has brought his Roman army over to the left flank of my Spartans there. Okay, and you can see the enemy have set up on top that little slope there, if you like. Make no mistake though, in past battles we've attacked up that slope and lost, because that slope does give the enemy an advantage there, a downhill advantage. So we'll have to be very tactical and strategic in what we're going to do here. Now at the moment, you can, as we saw in the army builds, there's a lot of archers in both teams here. And it wouldn't surprise me if there was a bit of an archer war going on. Now you'll notice here that Cornovii's got his 2 cavalry units here, his 2 Germanic cavalry units, and you'll see a hail of arrows from Scorpion King going into those cavalry units. Okay, now remember those are 54-man units, and can you see he's already starting to take casualties there. Now we often talk about battlefield awareness in our battles there, but Cornovii needs to be battlefield aware to move his cavalry away from the archer attack that's coming in on him there. I mean, if you notice there now, as he moves away, you'll see, look how much cavalry he's lost there from archer fire. So as I say, battlefield awareness is something that's very, very important on our battles here. And as I say, he did lose a lot of cavalry there from Scorpion King's archers. Pause again for a second here. Now over here you'll see that Scorpion King sent one of his cavalry units on a scouting trip. I think he thought that Cornovii had archers hiding in the woods there, and you'll see that that cavalry unit of Scorpion King has located the hidden Germanic archers there. So that was a nice bit of scouting there by Scorpion King. Okay, he's lost that cavalry unit, but at least we know now where the archers are. And you'll see that Cornovii is now moving his archers up into the higher ground there, where of course they're going to get the advantage there. You can see here Cat charging 1 cavalry unit forward, and he made a good decision there in backing that cavalry unit off, because Scorpion King were just going to meet him with his 6 cavalry there. So as I say, a big archer war going on at the moment. As we saw in the army builds, a lot of archers in both teams here. As I say, pause again for a second here. So if you notice here, I just want to show you something here. And that is that Barclayman here, if you notice, he's moving his pikes over. Just sort of show you this, and if you notice, he's just walking his pikes. Now you might think, well, why isn't he running his pikes to join his teammates on top of the hill? Well, the reason he's not running his pikes is because he wants to keep his troops fresh. Now when he gets to the top of the hill, he'll be able to fight straight away if needed, because his troops are fresh. Make no mistake, if he was running up that hill, his troops would probably be absolutely exhausted by the time he reaches the top of the hill, and of course their battle proficiency drops off the edge of the cliff. Their morale would be a lot lower as well, so that's why he's only walking his pikes to the top of the hill there. So a nice tactical move there by Barclayman. Over here you'll see Scorpion King there using his cavalry very aggressively. there, and you can see Scorpion King moving his infantry forward as well. We know Scorpion King can be one of the most aggressive attacking players in the game, but also he's one of the best skirmishers in the game as well. You know, like hit and run kind of tactics there, he's very good at that. And over here you'll see that these archers, those Germanic archers of Cornovii, have taken the high ground there, so their arrows will go further and do more damage there with a bonus that they'll get on top of that higher ground there. So as I say, you can see the way that Scorpion King's moving his army around there. He's just kind of, you know, he just really wants to attack. You see he's always got his finger on the trigger there, ready to pull the trigger for his troops to attack. But remember, I believe he only had, was it 7 infantry units? That's all he had. So you have to be careful how he uses them. Here you'll see Aurelius's infantry. I think they've been running for a little bit there because they're tired. Can you see they're tired there? So now he's just walking them up on top of the hill and probably hoping that they'll get a better fitness before they get to the top of the hill. You can see Aurelius's long-range archers here targeting the enemy archers. Remember, the Seleucid archers are only mid-range. They got poor defense. Really, it doesn't matter how many upgrades you put on them. They just not really great archers, to be honest with you. But as I say, they're on the higher ground there, so that gives them a slight advantage there. Okay, but as I say, you can see Scorpion King has got his Julii infantry out the front there. And there's that unit, that fast-moving armoured cavalry general of Uther. Now, what I think Uther's trying to do here is to attract enemy pilots to be thrown into his fast-moving cavalry unit there. Now, he will suffer some casualties there, but if you look at the volume of pilots that are going in on him there, that's a heck of a lot of pilots that the Bruttii general is using that he won't be able to use on our Julii infantry. So that's why Uther's doing that. That's an old school, old-fashioned armoured cavalry general tactic. Obviously, you just don't see that anymore on the modern-day battlefield there. So I thought that was a nice example there of what you would have seen about 15 years ago on Rome Total War. And there you are, you can see Barclayman has now reached the top of the hill. He's got his cavalry there as well. Remember, that companion cavalry got a massive 9 charge bonus. And he just walked his pikes up onto the hill, so his troops, if needed, could fight straight away now because they're still fresh. And as I say, the Seleucid general will have to advance his archers quite a way forward there for them to get into range of our archers there. And you can see, I think it's Aurelius here on this flank. His archers there are long-range archers, so they would be able to target those Seleucid archers a long time before those Seleucid archers could even get into range of them. Now look, this is an unusual tactic. Can you see here that Cat has just charged an infantry unit into one of Scorpion King's units there? Now, it's a long way from any support at all. Any support of cavalry at all, or infantry support at all. So I think all Scorpion King is going to do is say thanks very much and charge his cavalry straight in to that engaged unit that Cat's just sent across. Let's just see if that's what Scorpion King's going to do. There you go. You see that cavalry now? Look, and bang as he charges in there. Took that unit straight out there, look. And Scorpion King probably said, well, you know, thanks very much for that. Because that just seemed an unusual attacking tactic to me. And there you'll see that Scorpion King is also hitting the other Bruttii infantry unit that was sent forward to attack as well. So that's 2 of Cat's infantry units has just been taken out for no gain, really. And there you are, you can see here that Scorpion King's got this unit in Testudo. I don't think he likes to keep his units in Testudo very long because, of course, in Testudo the units can move only very slowly. And of course he likes to move his units around the battlefield quite a lot. You'll see, I think, Uther's moving his infantry forward as well. Remember, our troops are the red Julii troops and I'm Greek cities. Everything else is enemy there. And as I say, you can see they position themselves up on that slope. And as I say, in past years we've attacked up this slope and lost, because that slope really does give an advantage to the enemy team. So it'll be interesting to see what actually happens in the course of this battle, whether we're going to attack up that slope or whether we're going to wait for them to attack us. But remember, at the moment, it's a bit of an archer war going on at the moment. You can see here Barclayman's long-range Cretan archers there have been targeting our team's archers as well. And as I say, the Seleucid archers have to advance a long way forward to get into range of enemy archers, because as I say, they're only mid-range, pretty poor archers really. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So there you are, you can see that Scorpion King, Aurelius and Uther have all gone out forward there, and what the team plan was, my Spartans were going to keep, I'm going to keep behind my 3 Roman allies, and then at the right time I will attack with my Spartans through my Roman allies into the enemy troops. Okay, so that's just to give you a heads up, that's what we were talking about as a team in this battle. Okay, so it's going to be very tactical and strategic. As I say here, there's a BROTHERHOOD archer unit here that Uther's just attacked with his armoured cavalry general unit there. That BROTHERHOOD unit's going to just rout there, and there you go. So that was a nice lightning hit there by Uther. But as I say, you can see the enemy have got a very advantageous position there on top of that slope. This should be a great one for you to watch. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll see us moving forward now. And you'll see Aurelius is over here on the right flank. Now, I don't know whether Aurelius is thinking of attacking there, but as I say, you can see here that he would be definitely attacking uphill. So I'm not sure whether he'll be thinking about doing that or not. He may well thinking of that, but there's those fully upgraded cataphracts, and as I say, the enemy are up on that slope, so that will be a big disadvantage to him if he does do that. There. We'll have to see. There you can see he's putting those couple of units in front of his main battle formation in open order. As I say before, if units are in open order, they suffer a lot less casualties from missiles there. As I say here, you'll see that Uther there, he may well attack. We could know that he's very aggressive as well, so it'll be interesting to see what's happened. And here, as I say, Scorpion King, always aggressive. But as I say, Aurelius here, I think if he tries to attack, he's going to come up against those pikes, fully upgraded cavalry there of the cataphracts. And so really, I don't think it would be a good idea for him to attack at this particular part of the battlefield. He may well think differently from that though, but we'll have to wait and see. You'll see that Cornovii is moving his archers now. Looks like he's going to move his archers over to the other flank there. Let's say there's a bit of pilot exchanging here going on between Aurelius and Cat. But remember, Cat threw a lot of his pilots at Uther's armoured cavalry general, so he may well not have a lot of pilots left to throw into any of our units there. So that was a good move there by Uther. Here you'll see Scorpion King moving his infantry forward there. He's got a unit in Testudo in front of his main battle formation. As I say, you can see Aurelius moving forward here. Now over here you'll see that Cornovii is moving his archers over to the other flank. So I'm not quite sure why he's doing that, but he must have a reason to do that. There you are, and you can see that he's firing fire arrows at Aurelius's infantry units there. But unfortunately for Cornovii here, he's gone onto a lower part of the slope. So he's kind of disadvantaged himself a little bit there, because of course his arrows will be going uphill now, so he'll probably have a little bit of a disadvantage there with his archers. You can see those spear warband there of Cornovii ready for any attack. And as I say, you can see Scorpion King there, he's literally got his finger on the trigger there. He really wants to move forward there to attack. There you can see Cat has got some pilots left, and you'll probably see Scorpion King throwing some pilots into them as well. As I say, he's got this unit in Testudo. Can you see how slow that unit moves? And he's moving that forward deliberately to attract enemy pilots. And remember, when a unit is in Testudo, it does suffer a lot less casualties from missiles than what it would do in a normal, normal formation moving forward like. So here you can see Scorpion King slowly advancing forward here. And there you can see him attacking now as he charges in. Now whether he's going to do a full-scale attack here, I'm not really sure, or whether he'll back off. There you are, looks like he's backing off there. Move forward there with some of his units and then decided to back off. Probably threw a lot of pilers into the enemy troops there. And you can see Aurelius moving a couple of his units up onto the top of the hill. It wouldn't surprise me if he moved the rest of his infantry up on top of the hill there, rather than try to attack at this particular point in the battlefield there, because of course, as I say, you can see the enemy have got the downhill bonus there. And here's Aurelius just slowly walking a unit across the top of the battlefield there. Looks like he might be suffering some casualties there from the flank. And here you can see Aurelius now, as we just said, moving his main infantry up on top of the hill now, where he'll probably team up with his allies. But as I say, you can see that Cornovii has moved his archers over to here. Now some of his archers have still got arrows, look, but you can see these guys haven't because they've drawn their swords, but these others have. Remember, when you see archers and they've drawn their small swords, that means they've shot all their arrows. And you can see that the other ones still did have arrows there. And now you can see I've brought my archers forward. My archers I had hiding in the woods for a while, and now I've brought them out. I decided to keep them fresh and then move them out here when I'm hoping most of the enemy archers would have used most of their arrows, and so I can just come out and pick them off here. You can see some Cretan archers here that I'm targeting at the moment with my archers. But as I say, I think we decided as a team that we were going to attack. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We are going to attack up this slope. Now, as I say, in years gone by, we've attacked up this slope and lost the battle. So it'd be interesting to see what happens in this battle. Right, can you see that cavalry unit of cats there? Did you see that it routed there? And what that was he was probably scared, distraught at enemy numbers there. And then all of a sudden, because it was battle damaged anyway, the morale just went from that unit and it routed. Right, here you'll see that those Seleucid pikes of earth there are taking a good position there on the top of that slope. But as I say, over here on this particular flank, you've got those three fully upgraded cataphracts of earth. You've got the archers and those couple of Germanic cavalry here on this flank. And here you'll see this Cretan archer unit moving forward. I believe it's shot all its arrows, so it's just moving forward with its swords there. Going to get hit from that cavalry unit. Get ready for this, and bang! And it smashes in there. Routed that unit on impact there by Aurelius. Nice hit there. He's moving into other archer units there, not very aggressive there by Aurelius. He needs to pull back though, because he's going to be countered by that Brutii cavalry. And now I'm guessing that Brutii cavalry will probably pull back. Yeah, there you go. And he saw the rest of that cavalry coming in. But just to say, just to give you a heads up on this battle, oh, look at that cavalry going in there. That was a nice hit. Now make no mistake here, Scorpion King is going for the Brutii general. Okay, there's the Brutii general there. And if you notice there, the Brutii general is quite exposed there to enemy hit. Scorpion King spotted that, going to charge in there and try and at least rout the Brutii general there with all that cavalry going in. As I say, when you play this game, never expose your general to a cavalry hit like that. There, you see, he should have his general behind his allies' pikes there, really, rather than have it exposed at the front. And now his general's been routed, and they have now lost the Brutii general morale giving general unit there. So that general morale bonus is now gone. There you can see him charging another cavalry unit. He's probably going to lose that cavalry unit. There you go. So as I say, never expose your general to a cavalry hit like that. You should always keep your general safe at the back of your army or behind your allies' army there, so that it can still be given a general morale bonus. I think that general unit has rallied there of cats, so that's good news for them. But as I say, in this battle we've decided that we are going to attack. So what I'm going to do with my Spartans here, I think my allies are going to attack, and my Spartans are going to go through my allies, and I'm going to attack the enemy up on that slope. So when we attack, it'll be interesting to see if it works or if it doesn't. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll see that both, I think, Scorpion King and Aurelius' cavalry are getting ready to attack here on our right flank. Okay, so Aurelius and Scorpion King's cavalry ready to attack. But if you notice, we are attacking up the slope there. Okay, and remember, in RTW, any height advantage really is a lot of bonuses there to the team that is on the higher ground. You can see Aurelius moving his infantry over as well, so it looks like it's going to be a joint cavalry and infantry attack here on our right flank. Now get ready for this. You can see the Julii cavalry charging there. You'll see Earth is backing his fully upgraded cataphracts off at this time, but you can see the Julii cavalry chasing those cataphracts now. There, both Aurelius and Scorpion King. Right, you can see the Germanic cavalry charging in there, and bang, as they smash in there. But you can see here the joint cavalry there are still attacking. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So there you'll see the cavalry attacking there of Scorpion King and Aurelius, and you'll see that Aurelius' infantry is advancing now onto the enemy troops. Okay, now over here you'll notice that the enemy are putting a lot of resources in to that battle on our right flank. So I remember saying to the rest of the team, let's attack the center now while they're concentrating on the right flank. If you notice here, I'm moving my Spartans forward, and what I'm going to do is try and lead the charge a little bit here, and I'm going to advance straight into the center of their troops there, as I say, they're putting so many resources into the battle on the right flank. Okay, now you'll notice here that the Germanic general, pause the game for a second here, has isolated both two of his berserker units there. Okay, so they've both been activated. You can always tell when a berserker unit's been activated because the banner flashes red. Okay, so you can see that both those berserker units have been activated, and here you'll see intimidated by nearby enemy troops. So Aurelius' troops are feeling intimidated by those berserkers. Okay, which means their morale will have dropped quite a lot, making them more susceptible to rout him. Okay, that's what berserkers do. That's part of their specification there, right? But as I say, here you'll see I'm kind of trying to lead the charge here, attacking up this slope against enemy troops with my Spartans. As I say, I've noticed they're using so many resources on the right flank here that we can just charge up here. We could have a chance of possibly breaking through here in the center. Okay, you'll see my Spartans hitting those enemy Brutii infantry, and I'm just hoping my Julii allies will move in behind me here. But as I say, over on the right flank, maybe what happens on this right flank could prove pivotal to the outcome of the battle. Now, as I say, just look at the number of resources the enemy have put in on this right flank, including those two activated berserkers. Right, there's some fully upgraded cataphracts going in there, and bang, as they smash in there, ramming home the berserker attack there into poor old Aurelius' infantry. There you are, you've got those spear warband units we were talking about earlier. Good solid troops they are. You can see them attacking Aurelius' infantry, but those cataphracts are really ramming home those berserkers attacking their poor old Aurelius' infantry. You'll see these Seleucid pike units here coming in behind Aurelius' infantry, so he's being smashed by berserkers and cataphracts and those war spear warband from one side, and he's got Seleucid pikes coming in from the other side there. Oh my gosh, here comes some Brutii cavalry, gonna smash into Aurelius' infantry as well. Meanwhile, over at the back here, you'll see that there's a scrap going on between those fully upgraded cataphracts there against the enemy, against our allies' Julii cavalry there. If you notice there, the cataphracts have been alt-attacked, and they're using their effective against armor maces there. Okay, so don't forget, those effective against armor maces are really good against well-armored troops like these Praetorian cavalry. So that's an interesting little fight going on there. But over here, you'll see that poor old Aurelius is getting smashed and crashed. I see that Earth has got some of his fully upgraded cataphracts locked and loaded. There you go. You see the cataphracts in wedge formation for more penetration and more impact, and they could smash into Aurelius's infantry. As I say, what happens here on the right flank could prove pivotal. If they take out Aurelius's army, all those resources will then charge into the flank of our engaged troops, and that probably will be the end of the battle there. Okay, you can see my Spartans deeply engaged with enemy pikes and infantry there, and you can see my allies move their Julii infantry forward as well. Oh my gosh, right. Okay, so as I say, this could prove pivotal and decisive on our right flank. All of Aurelius's army has now been taken out. Okay, after a fierce fight, all of Aurelius's infantry and cavalry have been taken out, and our right flank has now been broken, and all these enemy troops, all the resources they sent over to the right flank, can now charge in to our flank as we're fighting those enemy pikemen there. Okay, so my guess is here that what we've just seen on the right flank will prove decisive. We'll carry on fighting, but all those resources will be moving over here. You can see my Spartans really intensely engaged there with the enemy pikes. And as I say, you can see my allies have moved their Julii infantry forward as well. You can see them, my allies taking cavalry over to the right flank because they've seen what's coming our way. All those victorious enemy troops will be coming in this direction. That's good news for us. We've taken out the Brutii general, so they have definitely now lost the Brutii general morale bonus. So that's good news for us. Okay, let's pause the game for a second. You can see those 3 Macedonian pike units there. A Barclayman, he'd like to go into the flank of my engaged Spartans. Over here, you'll see Scorpion King's infantry fighting some Macedonian cavalry there, and maybe looking to come into the flank of those Macedonian pike units as well. Okay, so there's a lot going on this battlefield all over the place at the same time. But meanwhile, on our right flank there, you'll see, as I say, those victorious enemy troops moving towards us. Now, here's a bit of luck for us. The Berserkers here, arguably the most powerful units in the game, okay? If you notice there, when they go berserk, they come completely out of control of their Germanic general, and they are moving away from the main battle, going for the nearest enemy unit. Okay, so remember, the Germanic general's got no more control on those berserkers, and the berserkers just go for the nearest enemy unit. So I'm thinking he's going to go there, they're going to go over there, and then finally maybe over towards Scorpion King's cavalry unit, and certainly not attacking our troops in the main part of the battlefield here. So the berserkers are actually being drawn away by other units and not being used into the main battle. So that's good news for us. As I say, the berserkers are arguably the best, most powerful units in the game. There, you can see Cat's Brutii cavalry there. And as I say, here you'll see my Spartans moving forward into the enemy troops, but I've got a Macedonian unit coming in behind me there. Those pikes will do a lot of damage to my troops as they move forward. I'm just hoping that Uther here will move some of his infantry in and attack the flank of those Macedonian pikes there. But over here you'll see that I think it's is it Scorpion King or Uther here have got their cavalry there, stopping the enemy from getting in behind us there with their cavalry. So that's a nice bit of covering there. But here you are, the berserkers, as I say, arguably the most powerful units in the game, are just going after the nearest enemy units. Okay, so they're not actually joining in the main battle. All they're doing is just, you know, attacking, as I say, the nearest enemy unit. And if they go after that cavalry unit, Scorpion King may well draw them away from the main battle there. That's what I'm thinking Scorpion King may well do. So that'd be good, keeping the berserkers away from the main battle. But as I say, here you'll see over here our allies' cavalry there. Look, Uther's cavalry and I think Scorpion King's cavalry, they're both together, keeping the enemy at bay from getting in behind us there. Good tactical move, good battlefield awareness as well there by Uther and Scorpion King there, keeping the enemy from behind us. But as I say, here you got Uther's infantry there, just stood there at the moment, and my Spartans advanced it. And there you are. Look, can you see? there, those berserkers there have just taken out another unit, and they're heading towards that cavalry unit. Now, if Scorpion King rides that cavalry unit away, he could draw the berserkers away so that they cannot fight in the main battle. So that's exactly what's happening here. Those berserkers are just being drawn away there from the main battle, so that really, really helps us here. As I say, my Spartans there, I'm attacking the Macedonians. A lot of you know I don't like taking the long pikes of Macedonian or Seleucid on with my short spear Spartans, but it felt the best thing for me to do there was to kind of lead the charge into the centre of the enemy troops there. And I'm just hoping my Julii allies will move their infantry in and help me fight those Macedonian pikemen there. Okay, as I say, at the moment, I think Uther's probably watching his cavalry at the moment, because he could do with charging infantry in there. Just look at the length of those Macedonian pikes in comparison to the short spears of my Spartans. So that's why I'm always reluctant to take on the Macedonians head on there with the short spears of Spartans, obviously against the long pikes of Macedonia. But here, look, you see my Julii ally could be charging his infantry into the flank there. Okay, here you can see some cavalry there coming over. And here you'll see that Earth has taken his fully upgraded Seleucid cataphracts. Remember, he was on the other flank. He's taken a wide ride round here, but his troops are very tired, I believe. His cavalry are very tired. So their battle proficiency would have dropped off the side of a cliff. Their morale will be low as well. Remember, the battle proficiency is the way they actually fight in battle. Because they're very tired, they won't be very good there. Now, as I say, I'm just hoping that Uther's going to attack those Macedonian pikes there with his infantry. I could really do with some help here. You can see my units being almost surrounded by the long pikes of Macedon. So I'm just hoping that Uther will, you know, watch what's happening here and charge his infantry in to help my Spartans. As you can see, I'm concentrating my Spartans now, attacking those Macedonians. I think that's my general has just been taken out, so that's bad news for me there. But as I say, you can see my allies now helping. They're attacking those Macedonian pikes. Here you can see those Germanic, some Germanic spearmen there coming up, and there you can see some Seleucid pikemen moving in as well. But as I say, the victorious troops from that right flank after taking out Aurelius have come up. Now here you see my Spartans pushing into those Macedonian pikes still now. But there comes that Seleucid cataphract cavalry. And it's a nice block here, I think, by Uther's cavalry there. Moved his cavalry down to block those Seleucid cataphracts going into the rear of my cavalry. There's a companion cavalry hit, like a bang. Those Macedonian cavalry just charged into one of our Julii allies there, units. But we need to be very aware of those cataphracts there. As I say, they are very tired, so their battle proficiency will be low, but they're still fully upgraded. He's got them in wedge formation, look, for more penetration, more impact, and he just called them off there, just pulled them back there as he was just about going to charge them in. But here you can see what's left of my Spartans. I'm still advancing towards the enemy troops there, and you can see my Julii allies advancing onto the enemy troops as well. So we're doing quite well. Right, there goes those cataphracts. There they go, look, and bang! And bang! As they smash in there. Oh my gosh, it looks to me like the Seleucid general was killed by his Macedonian allied pikes there. Oh my gosh. So let's pause the game for a second there. So there you can see those Seleucid cataphracts just charged into our Julii allies there. But I think I spotted that the Seleucid general was killed by his allies' Macedonian pikes. Here, look, those berserkers now are chasing that cavalry unit. I think Scorpion King deliberately brought that cavalry unit over here to draw those berserkers away from the main battle. Okay, that's an old school tactic. You don't see it used that much these days, but back in the day that was a really used tactic there, where a cavalry unit would draw enemy berserkers away from the main battle, and that's exactly what Scorpion King has done with that cavalry unit. Meanwhile, here, those berserkers, those Seleucid cataphracts were charging in, but the general's been lost there, so those cataphracts, as I say, were very tired. Their morale will be very low, and they're probably going to rout, which is exactly what's happened there. And you can see our Julii ally pushing forward. You can see a lot of enemy units starting to rout now, and it looks like we've captured that slope, and we've gone on to win the battle there. I think that's what's happened there. So there you are. That's all the troops that I've got left now. If you look closely, let's have a look at the numbers. Not a lot of troops left in there. There's like 13 left in there. There's like 15 in there. Oh my gosh, you could just see the small numbers that are left in my units there. And that's the entirety of my army. That's everything I got there. So you can see how tough the battle was. And the battle was quite, the battlefield is quite spread out here, because over here on the right flank where poor old Aurelius got smashed and crashed by all that enemy cavalry and berserkers and infantry there. So you can see there's a big piles of dead there in that longer grass. Oh my gosh, that was a big battle on that right flank. We move across the battlefield here. Everywhere you look, you'll see dead troops, because there was such an archer battle. There was loads of archers being killed on both sides. Here you can see a lot of troops dead there. As you move up onto that slope where the enemy were holding quite well there, you can see a lot of dead troops there as well, laying in the long grass. And if you notice the red cloaks of my Spartans there, I notice on all kinds of battlefields, the Spartan dead really stick out, don't they, on the battlefield there, those red cloaks. Look at that massive clump of Spartans I lost there fighting those Macedonian pikes there. So, as I say, I thought our team did well attacking up that slope there against enemy troops. And as I say, all those cataphracts, fully upgraded cataphracts, have now been routed. But as I say, anywhere you look on the battlefield, look, it seems that you're going to see dead. There was fighting going on all over the battlefield. There, look at this massive cavalry. That was like a massive cavalry battle that went on there. So, as I say, our team looks like it has managed to go on to win the battle there. And of course, drawing those berserkers all over the battlefield with cavalry units, those berserkers are probably going to be exhausted, or at least very tired. So their morale will be low. And, oh, they're exhausted, look. So they're absolutely at the worst end of fitness there when you're exhausted. Their morale will be very low. Their battle proficiency will be extremely low, and it wouldn't surprise me if they, when they come up against enemy troops, if they went out of berserk mode. Actually, there you go. Can you see that unit has now gone out of berserk mode? That's because it was so exhausted, so tired, and now it just, there was cavalry coming in like a bang. The unit might well go berserk again, actually, funny enough. Get to watch that banner, see if it does do that. You can see there's some more. There you are. It's gone into berserk mode again now, look. But I think it's just all been killed. There's another berserk unit there charging in, but that unit is exhausted there as well. It's still put up quite a good fight as it's in berserk mode. Look, you can still see it smashing enemy troops. There's cavalry coming in like a bang, and it smashes in there. Berserkers still fighting there. I think it's down to one berserker left. There you are. There's the last berserker, and he's gone and taken out there. So as I say, our team seems to have gone on to win the battle there. I'd just like to say that was a really great battle fought on a very, very little used map these days. So just like to say, really well played to everybody in the game. As you can see, it was a close victory there. Very rare to get a close victory these days. And highest kills in the game unusually goes to myself, 1,740. As I say, I've got a bit older now. I'm a bit slower, and my concentration is not very good these days. So to get the highest kills is pretty good for me these days. So I'm very pleased with that. Well done to Barclayman, got some good kills with his Macedonian army. That was a tried and tested Macedonian army of Barclayman. Well done to Earth, he did well with his Seleucid troops there. Did very good there, so well done to him. Well done to Cat. As I say, if we get less than 1,000 kills, we're a bit disappointed. So we'll be a bit disappointed with that. And well done to Cornovii with his Germanic army. Did very well. So really well played, guys. Great battle. Well done to Scorpion King. Got some good kills with his aggressive attacking skirmishing that he does there. Got some great kills. Well done to him. Well done to Uther. Great kills for him as well. And well done to Aurelius. Even though he was smashed and crashed on that right flank, I thought he did extremely well there with his army. So as I say, we play Rome Total War every Friday, Saturday and Sunday. If you'd like to join us, you would be more than welcome. Look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.